T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Here we go.
This is where the fun begins. Iron Man.
What is going on, everybody? I figured I would jump on live tonight and talk about Stranger Things. I don't know how deep I want to go into it with it being so new, but I am excited to talk about it. I thought that it was actually really good. Predictable at times, but definitely good. Season 4 overall, it was probably my second favorite season. I would have to say my second favorite season. Hey, what's going on, Knight? Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much, sir. Just talking a little bit about Stranger Things tonight. Season 4 to me was my second favorite season. It was, I won't say it was as good as the first, just because the first season always has that new feeling to it. You know, it was something that we'd really never seen before. That feeling I got from the first season. But let me tell you, season 4 was way more of a horror show than it was in previous seasons, if you know what I mean. It had a way darker tone. It was dark, it was grimy, it was a lot like that right there. There were many things about Stranger Things season 4 that can definitely be compared to A Nightmare on Elm Street. Not just that it had Robert Englund in it. You know, he was in there for one episode and probably 10 minutes of the episode. But it's always good to see Freddy. Always good to see Freddy. And I believe I said that when we watched the trailer. But Robert Englund, seeing him, that was fantastic. But it just had that overall nightmare feel. It was a lot, had to do with a lot in like a dream state. and they didn't shy away from the red background. The night, it just had a nightmare feel to it, and it was great. It really was. But I still have to say that my favorite season will always be the first season. Excuse me. It will always be the original. But, moving on, one of the things about this season that was a little tougher than previous seasons was over the course of these 4 seasons, we've picked up so many characters. Like, if you look at the first season, we had Mike, we had Dustin, we had Will, we had 11, we had Lucas, we had Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, but Steve was kind of, he was almost like a bully, sort of, kind of like the douchey bully type character. So I really didn't even think of him, especially towards the beginning of the first season, as one of the main characters. But now, there's so much going on. There's so many characters that we are following, as a major part of this show right now, that you have so many different things going on at once. These episodes this year were not short, and I am very grateful for that. But you would go so long. Like, let's say that you're following, I don't know, let's say that you're following Hopper. You see what's going on in the prison, and then it goes over to Max and Dustin and Lucas, and then you're over here with Mike visiting California. There's just so much going on in all these different places, where even when Mike's in California and they split from 11, that's just another place that we're at. And it's just bouncing between all of these locations, to where you will be watching the show and kind of forget about what's going on over here. And then you pan back to it. It's like, oh shit, I forgot they were even in the show, because you had been away from them for so long. And I think that some of the storytelling suffers, but I will give them this. It all did come together very well at the end. I enjoyed the ending, and I talked a little bit about the predictability with that. And I won't go into too much detail because, like I said, this just came out yesterday, and I don't want to talk too much about that. But there's just a lot, going on in different places. But, what are you going to do, right? I mean, all the characters at this point, you've got that attachment to them, so you don't want to see them go. There are a couple parts I do want to talk about, because I want to get into what I really liked. And look, Murray's my guy, okay? Like, over the last 2 seasons, Murray has, he has a special place with me. I enjoy watching Murray. And at one point, Murray wields a flamethrower. That's right. Murray with a flamethrower. Amazing. Probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. I don't know what it is about Murray, but I like that guy. Going back to the first episode of season 4, it's been out a while now. If you haven't seen it at this point, sorry. But one of my favorite scenes of the whole show, and I think that in my living room anyway, got the biggest reaction, was when Erica showed up at the D&D game with the American flag wrapped around her, and they were playing the national anthem for the basketball game. That definitely got a lot of cheers in my living room for sure. Yes. Murray, that is definitely my guy. Murray is definitely my guy. But another thing I wanted to talk about with this season is the soundtrack. Now, being an 80s kid myself, Look, man, you're making me laugh. Yes. He was hilarious in that. Yes. So, where was I? I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. All I can think of is Christineth. Christineth. Now that's all I'm going to see when I see Murray on there. So, thanks for that one. But yeah, so we had Erica with the flag on, and it was definitely amazing. And then we got into the soundtrack. That's right. So the soundtrack for that, with me being an 80s kid, it was fucking awesome. Sorry for my language, but the music in this was fucking dope. It was awesome. Um, I loved when Eddie was on top of the trailer playing the Metallica, and they were playing Metallica along with it. I thought that was awesome. They just brought this show together so well with the music, and like I was talking about before, you're looking at so many different parts going on. We're in so many different places at one time. They did a great job of bringing that all together at the end. I also want to talk a little bit about Argyle, another character that's kind of grown on me a little bit of comedy that they put in. Argyle is definitely cool with me too. But this season was really good, but I just can't say that it was better than the first season. The first season was just something special, and I don't know, as dark as it got in season 4, as much as I love horror, I mean, look at the wall behind me. I love horror, and season 4 was the closest that we have gotten to this. The closest we've gotten in this to horror, and I loved it so much. But I don't know. Great season, in my opinion. Great season. Moving forward, where do we go from here? That's another question I have. With things in the current state that they're in with the show, where people are talking about, okay, there's going to be a 4-year gap in between season 4 and season 5. If that's even true, that's just what I've heard. Now, say that it is true. Okay, say that there is a 4-year gap. With things in the current state that they're in, we know about Max's situation. We know about the situation in Hawkins. It's kind of hard for me to see them putting 4 years in between what happens next. Because what's Hawkins going to look like in 4 years? Is it going to be like shut down? Is it going to be blocked off? Is it going to be like enclosed like the lab? Are they going to do that with a whole town? Is Max going to stay in her current state, for 4 years? I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do this, but it's all gonna be speculation at this point. I just wanted to go live tonight, talk a little bit about a show that I enjoy very much, and I'll probably do a show probably next weekend to where I will talk about all the spoilers. Give the people that can't watch, on day 1 or day 2. Some people work crazy weekends, some people just don't jump on shows right away. So I want to wait a week before I get into too many spoilers. But yeah, so out of all the things that you guys saw in the comments, after I leave, I want to know what your favorite part was. I want to know what you like the most about season 4, and I also want to know where you rank season 4 with all the seasons. So that's it for my show today. I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you next time.